The problem is that many people know a lot of good places in Abuja where they can actually buy for short-let apartments. They can buy to have good cash flow for short-let apartments. But when you want to start out, where are the places that I can actually buy from? Is the question that many people have. They know that every part of Abuja, all the Maitamas, Wuse, Gariki, and all those places, they're actually good for shortlets for Airbnb. But if I want to start, where do I start from? That's a problem that many people have, and we understand that. We understand that it's an issue. And that is why in this video, we're going to be telling you the best places, the best districts, the best locations in Abuja for shortlet apartments. You want to go into a shortlet business, where to buy from, where to buy apartments from, the likes of that. We will be answering that question for you in this video. But at the end of this video, definitely you'll be able to say, okay, these are the places that I should buy from or invest in for shortlet income. All right. Also, it's also important for you to know that that confusion of where should I buy from should no longer be an issue for you. My name is Roy, and it's going to just be a very good conversation we're going to have here. I'm going to be sharing some real life conversations I've had with some people, and some of them are likely going to be your own concerns as well. Now, let's jump right in. If you're joining, or if you join on live, or if you're going to watch the replay of this, if you're going to have questions or you have questions, just please drop your questions in the comment section, and we will help you to answer all of the questions, the concerns that you'd have. That's what we do when you invest, or if you're investing, that you're making the best decision that you need to make the best on investing when it comes to real estate right here in Abuja. Now, right there. So, before I go on, fun fact, a very, very fun fact. Shortlets, or Airbnbs as we call them, actually, do you know where that term Airbnb came from? I'll just tell you a fun fact. So way back 2007, 2008, thereabout, when Airbnbs actually became a thing, Airbnb actually just stands for airbed and breakfast. So back then, literally, the beds that were given or rented out to people who were, transiting through town, were beds inflated with air. So they realized that when people are transiting through a place and need somewhere to stay, they will rent out their bed space, that air bed, and breakfast the next morning for them to continue their journey and whatever. And they saw, there's a business here. And from there, it started becoming a thing that started spreading globally and across over 129 countries across the world now practice the Airbnb, which is short-let rental income right now. Imagine where it started from. Fun fact, straight from airbeds, right? But right now it's a real estate business known around the world. And the investors, the people who want to buy real estate in Nigeria, they are not sleeping on this at all. And also in this video, one of the things we will achieve with this video is for you that is actually want to start off with the billions and not there, it's not stacked anywhere, for you to go into the really high-end locations to start off your shortlet business. We're going to be telling you in this video places that you can actually start off from, that are quite affordable but also very promising, that you can start off with real estate for, especially shortlets. All right, so now let's jump right in. Now, I'll put this out there before we begin to talk in length about any of this. It's important to note that there are places already in Abuja that I will not mention, right? But this does not mean that they are not ideal for shortlet apartments or for rental income through shortlets. It doesn't mean they're not ideal to buy from there. It does not mean that they're not ideal, that you won't make good money if you buy up units of apartments there or buy land and build in such places. However, the people that I will be focusing on in this video are people who are on their journey towards getting there, where they can spend big amounts to buy from certain locations right here in Abuja. So, like I said, it's the best districts for shortlet right here in Abuja. Now let's jump right in. Now, in no particular order, we will be taking them right now. So if you know Abuja a little bit or to an extent, you will realize you know that people who experience Abuja for the first time, when they come to Abuja, one of the first things they say to you is that in Abuja, everywhere is far from everywhere. That everywhere is far from everywhere. I hear that a lot, but by the time you're like a year, 2, 3 years old, you will calm down. You realize, oh, it feels far from everywhere, right? But there are particular places in Abuja that major of the commercial activities, where the most offices are, government parastatals, and all of that are more, right? There are places like that, and there are other places where there are not so many offices. They're just highly residential. They are close to 70% residential, right? And there's some places that are really high. By that, I mean these places, the houses there are mainly for residents. There are no offices, There are places like that. And there are also places where in such places, it's highly commercial. What that means in simple terms is that in these places, more of the buildings that you will find there are for commercial purposes. By that, I mean for money-making purposes, offices, malls, the likes of that. There are places like that. So I'll be focusing more on places that you can start off easily, that you do not need to break the bank to start off an Airbnb business, all right, or shortlet business. Remember, if you jump in live, you have a comment, you can actually drop your questions in the comment section, and as well, you can comment live, #live, to let us know where you're watching from if you are watching live. Okay, now let's go on. Number one on my list for a place that's actually very ideal for shortlet apartments, if you want to make good cash flow and make good returns from, is somewhere in Abuja known as Kukwaba. So why Kukwaba? So I will tell you a little bit of where Kukwaba is situated. Kukwaba is actually a very long road, right? And it's a big district, but it has a major road called the Kukwaba Express Road. And it's the road that connects from from the CBD area down to the Airport Express Road. So that express road is referred to as Kukwaba Road. That road leading all the way down, then it connects down to the other parts, down to Lube, down to Airport Road. So that is where Kukwaba is located. And because Kukwaba is, most of the times, in my opinion, and not just in my opinion, when you look at the map of Abuja, right? I wish I could show that to you now on the screen. When you look at the map of Abuja, really, literally take up the map like this and look at the map, right? You realize that because you're going to hear a whole lot of realtors and real estate companies say, you're looking for land in the heart of Abuja. We have this, we have that. But literally, did I speak that English well? When you look at the map of Abuja, you will see or realize that Kukwaba actually is in the heart of Abuja. Literally, you can actually pause right now and check on the map of Abuja and actually look at it. So it's one of the things I wonder sometimes, why is this place not so much talked about? Why is it not in the mainstream? Why are lots of people not talking about Kukwaba in Abuja? So Kukwaba is actually a very strategic place or location in Abuja, and gladly, it is not yet very expensive. It's not yet on the high side when it comes to buying land or buying units of apartments in Abuja. Because, for instance, there's a particular property in Abuja right here that we have in the market we're marketing. For where it is located, you will not believe the investment. You will not believe the amount you're going to invest, the amount you'd be paying to have plots there, or to have 1-bedroom apartments, 2-bedroom apartments, or 3-bedroom apartments in this location. Because Kukwaba connects you to literally every part of Abuja. So right above it is the phase 1 of Abuja. When I mean phase 1, please just know that I'm referring to places like Wuse, Garki, Maitama, Asokoro, Central Business District, Kusape. Right? It's just looking at the map. It is just above it. Okay, what will I call above now? How to look at the map? Okay, the map is, if you're looking at the map, it's going to be horizontal, right? So it's just when I say above, I mean like the right-hand side of the map, where you're looking at the map, that's where it's located. It's just in the middle there, and then on the right-hand side of it is the phase one, all these places I mentioned now are there. And then next to it, up and down, are the major places, the places that are now really doing to the likes of Wuye, Jabi, Utako, Durumi, Kaura, all these places are neighboring it to the left and to the right. That is where Kukwaba is located. So for a place like that, imagine someone who has property there and you put it out for Shortlet. This place connects you very, very fast to every part of Abuja, right? Barely 10, it's like, because of where it's located, it's like 20 minutes let's say this is where it is, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes here, max. So it's strategically located, right? In the middle, and every other place is just round about it. And in Kukwaba, it's not a very populated or populous area here in Abuja. It's not a high density location. That's why I said for the price of a property there, it's actually really, really good. And it's a place that if you put out, build or erect blocks of flats, blocks of apartments for Airbnb, you're definitely going to get a good run for your money, because when people come here for major government meetings or interviews and the likes of that, Kukwaba will definitely be a strategic spot, right? That location. And remember, this is no particular order, but I'm just bringing out to you the best places that you can really afford. Now, this does not mean that Maitama is not a good place. It doesn't mean that Asokoro is not a good place. It does not mean that Wuse, Kuzape, and all these places are not good places. But however, you're going to be really loaded to start off in those places, right? And also because of the amount you use to set up a Shortlet there, the maintenance cost and the price at which you put your room per night is also going to be on the high side, right? Now back to Kukwaba. So in Kukwaba, and how I'm going to be doing this for you is after I mention the location, I'll tell you one property that we have there, so that as you're listening, if one just hits you, you know exactly what to do. You know, okay, I like this location. This location speaks to me. Okay, what do they have there? I'll just give you the property that we have there, what's obtainable there, and tell you what to do next. So if you like it, you could just say, okay, I like this place. You can even stop watching at the point where you hear the one you like and call us immediately and take action, right? So now back to Kukwaba. Now in Kukwaba, we have a property there. Like I said, it's almost unbelievable to see that properties at that price there. Now remember, shortlet apartments, they are best when they are a one-bedroom apartment, two-bedroom apartment, or three-bedroom apartment. There are cases where terraces are used, but in most cases, for the best of returns and cash flow and also management, it's best to use either one-bedroom apartments, two-bedroom apartments, or three-bedroom apartments. Okay. Now here in Kukwaba, we have a property Horizon, right? And there we have one-bedroom apartments, two-bedroom apartments, and three-bedroom apartments. I'll just reiterate for someone who doesn't know what I'm talking about. Maybe you just joined. Kukwaba is literally, by looking at the map, I can't even say in my own opinion, it's actually from the map's opinion. It is in the heart of Abuja, right? So there we have one-bedroom apartment that currently sitting at 39 million naira for a one-bedroom apartment. Well, it's an off-plan. What does an off-plan mean? It means pre-order. What that means is you're buying, the way pre-orders work, you're buying a house that is not yet on ground, but you're paying to get the finished house when it is completed. Now, this is the price of one unit. The 39 million I told you about is the price of one unit of a one-bedroom apartment, and a two-bedroom is sitting at 57 million naira for two-bedroom apartment, right? And then 93 million naira for a three-bedroom apartment in Kukwaba. It's a very beautiful strategic location for someone who wants to start off shortlets apartment business in Abuja, and you're thinking, oh, where can I start? Well, be good, and you want to make good returns, right? That's a very good place. And this property I'm telling you about right here in Horizon is actually FCDA approved already, and you can start building as soon as you buy, if you buy land. But however, because you're buying a pre-ordered unit of apartment, you get it on the delivery timeline that we give you. Okay, 39 for one bedroom, 57 for two bedroom, and 93 for three bedroom. Let's go on. Now, another location right here in Abuja that is really, really good for shortlet apartments, a district that is good for shortlet apartments, somewhere that if you put out a shortlet, you're likely, not likely, mostly going to make good returns from it, is a district called Gaduwa. All right? Yes, Gaduwa. So, what makes Gaduwa interesting, or why do I say Gaduwa is a strategic location for shortlet apartment? Again, I can't. This is all of what I'm telling you is based on research and also from the real estate market here in Abuja. I can't even say in my opinion because it's research based and again from the map. So when you look at the map, Gaduwa is very close to Gariki, right above it. Okay, please, when I say right above it, I mean to the right hand side because oftentimes when I look at the map from, it looks like above is this way. But when I say above, it's just like the right hand of it. So Gaduwa is here, Durumi is around it, Gudu is also around, and Gariki is also very next to it by the right. And if you know Gariki right here in Abuja, right? Gariki is a very commercial district. There are lots and lots and lots of offices, there are government offices that have their headquarters there, and lots of offices come there. Lots of people travel from across Nigeria to come for one interview or the other, most of the times in that area. And you know that it's also really populated. It's a populated place because of all of the activities that happen in that place. However, Kadua, that is just close by to Gariki, is not as populous and rowdy as Gariki, but yet it's also very close to Gariki and also very close to every other. Remember, when I say phase one, I'm talking of places like Wuse, Gariki, Gusepe, Asokoro, Maitama, right? I just had to reiterate that. So Gadowa is just right there and it's in a serene place. It's not very, very busy. It's not very rowdy. And it's not also difficult to purchase units of apartment there to start off your shortlet business. Okay, I'm going to try to be as snappy as possible. So when you look at Gadua, what you should have in mind, like how much should you have in mind? Now, Gadua, we have a property there currently in the market, and we have one bedroom apartments there, two bedroom apartments here, and three bedroom apartments, right? Remember, these are the apartment sizes or types that are best when you're thinking of short lets. These are the apartments that are best when you're thinking about shortlets. So in Gadua, we have a property there that's called Beaconville. And in Beaconville, to get in on a one bedroom apartment there, you have to set aside 63 million naira for a one bedroom apartment, then 95 million naira for a two bedroom apartment, and then 159 million naira for a three bedroom apartment, right? Gadua is serene, it's calm, it's not yet on the high side. So because of, like I mentioned earlier, the surrounding districts around it and also the feel that it brings is calm, right? It's a restful location district here in Abuja. So with time, it hasn't yet hit. It's still peaking. It's still peaking. It will continue to peak. Most parts of Abuja are still peaking, right? Most parts of Abuja are still peaking. So Gadua is a place that will definitely give you a good run for your money. You're thinking of, oh, somewhere I can start off shortlet apartment that is not on the low side and not yet on the high side. It's just the Gadua actually does that for you. Like I said, we have a property there, 63 million naira for a one bedroom, 95 for two bedroom, and 159 for a three bedroom apartment. Moving on. For each location or district I've said so far, I've told you why it is so, right? The next one I'll be talking about here on my list is a district I love so much. Let me do that one first. I'll do the last. I'll do my favorite and also your favorite district last. And I'll tell you why I choose them for last. Is Guzape. Now Guzape is actually has been on the upward trajectory. By upward trajectory, I mean it has been on a steady rise. Guzape has been on a steady rise on the past 3-4 years right now when it comes to value appreciation for the properties located in Guzabe, right? For those who have properties there, whether houses or land, they have witnessed and have seen a constant value appreciation on their property over the past 3-4 years. And this is also for those who have invested or who invested in Shortlet apartment in Guzape. They have been smiling a lot to the bank, weekly, monthly, as the case may be. Why? Because this place has been experiencing constant infrastructural development. This is one thing that Guzape has that makes it an ideal place for Shortlet apartments. However, it's important that you know that Guzape, because of how it entered the market, how it came out, it quickly rose, and it's also in the phase one of Abuja. By that I mean, again, I would say it's close to Asokoro, Maitama, Wuse, all those places, right? Because of its proximity, its closeness to these places, it came out and boom, hiked in price. And it had the right to because of its location. Immediately it came out of the market, right? So Guzape is not very affordable. It's not very affordable. Many will argue that no, it's not even affordable at all, and you're not wrong. Now, affordability is not fixed, it's not a straitjacket, it's not, see, affordability, no, it's dependent on you, your capacity, right? What may not be affordable to me now, to another person is, nothing. So when I say affordable, it's relative, right? It could be really affordable to you. But for someone who wants to start off, little by little, you wouldn't really consider Guzape as very affordable. Again, affordable is relative. It depends on you. Now, in Guzape, because of this, its proximity to these other places I've mentioned and the beautiful, beautiful infrastructure it enjoys, and, the class. Guzape is one place that has a whole lot of very, very, not just good roads, but very beautiful houses as well, and it's calm. It's not as rowdy as most places in Abuja, so it has that very comfy feel, right? So because of that, it ranks high when it comes to shortlets here in Abuja. You may see a shortlet somewhere else in Abuja that will tell you, oh, you can pay 40,000 per night, and that has way better interior design, decor, amenities, water, and everything for 40,000 naira per night. And you would go to Guzape and see the exact same kind of apartment, but will be sitting at 95,000 naira per night, or even 150,000 naira per night. Oh yes, that is because of the security that Guzape has, also because of the good infrastructure, roads, constant power supply, and the closeness to these places in Abuja, Asokoro, Maitama, and all the embassies and all of that, right? It is really, really good. So what do we have in Guzape? If you ask yourself if that's what you're waiting for, okay, I'll quickly tell you what we have in Guzape. So in Guzape, we have also 1, 2, 3 bedroom apartments available for you to lock in on if you're someone who's looking to have apartments in Guzape. Excuse me, please. Excuse me. So in Guzape, we have Capital Villa, which is a project we have there. And to get a 1-bedroom apartment there, it's almost the same amount, like it's the same amount with that of Gadua. So to get a 1-bedroom apartment, it's 68 million naira for a 1-bedroom apartment. For a 2-bedroom apartment, it's 99 million naira. And for a 3-bedroom apartment, it's 134 million naira. Close to that of Gadua, right? If you remember when I talked about Gadua. So yes, that is what it's like to get. That's what it will cost you if you want to invest or start off a good shortlet apartment in Guzape. And like I said, Guzape has sustained positive value appreciation over 3 years and counting. Right now, it has been on the rise. So it's definitely a place that you will enjoy good returns on if you invest in it right now. Number 4 location or district that But before we go into number 5, I hope you've been following so far. Remember, if you have questions with that or you have a district you want to say something about, the comment section is always open for you to do that. And also, you can always get on what I call a discovery call with us. Call us, let us know what your concerns are, and we'll give you clarity regarding the next steps to take. And it's totally free. You don't need to pay for that call session. You can always do that, okay? Now, let's go on to number 4. Number 4 is airport road access, right? Airport road access. Now, this part of Abuja is quickly rising, and it's not just in my opinion, by market analysis of the real estate space in Abuja. By market analysis, I mean like what's obtainable. You know how you do a market survey, you want to buy a telephone, you find out what the price is in this place, or the price is in this place, or the price is in this place before you buy one phone, if you have the time. So when you do all your searches, you find out, oh, this phone costs 200K here, this phone costs 500K here. Same phone, but in different places. So by that, it means if you do a market analysis or a survey of the real estate space in Abuja, you will realize that the airport road access is one of the most affordable accesses right now in not just the most affordable, not just one of the most affordable, it is also one of the fastest developing axis in Abuja. It's also important to note here, so not to give misleading information. So the airport road axis is not a district. Yes, I know I said the best districts that you can look out to buy and do a good shortlet business, right? And the airport road axis is not a district. The airport road axis, a majority of the airport road axis is under the Lube district, okay? However, it is one of the fastest developing axis right now in Abuja, and it's also very, very affordable, and it's also government approved, right? By that, by government approved, it simply means that if you acquire property there, you're safe from every wahala with the government authorities, the minister, and all of that right here in Abuja. So I'll tell you why the airport road axis is actually a good location to do this. So just today, I am making this particular live session. We had a client inspection. We brought a prospect to see a particular property we have right here in Abuja, which I also talk about under this particular point. It's Hutu exclusive here in Abuja in the airport road axis. So our office is in Wuye, like you know already. So we left Wuye to meet him at the Hutu junction, the junction leading into Hutu. So he was coming from the airport, the immigration office to Hutu, and it took him. By the time he called us to see, I had actually never intentionally timed how long it would take me to drive from the airport to Hutu. I had never really intentionally said, okay, I want to find out how long it takes. But today helped me have an idea how long it would take. So he drove from the airport to Hutu, right? By the time he called us to say, oh, I'm through with my interview and all I went to do at the immigration office, I want to start coming to Hutu right now. We said, okay, sure, we are at the office, we're going to meet you there. It wasn't up to, I think it was up to 10 minutes. He calls again. I'm like, oh, I'm at Hutu Junction now. Where are you guys? Really? So it's that close to the airport? 8 to 13 minutes. Yeah, not to exaggerate, 8 to 13 minutes. I was like, oh, it's actually that close to the airport, really? No, so that's to tell you, it's actually from where we are, from Wuye to the airport, depending on the traffic you meet on the road per time, and if there's no bullion van driving to the airport, carrying money to the airport, it often gets in the way of how fast you can drive. But if the road is clear and good, in 28 to 30 minutes, you've gotten to Hutu from the heart of Abuja, from Wuye and the likes of that. Barely 28, 32 minutes, you're already in Hutu. So it took us about 28 minutes to get to him, and then we went to see the property and inspection. What does that tell me? A very fast developing area axis in Abuja, still very affordable. A place that is strategically positioned to meet the rising needs of the influx of people that will be touching down Abuja in time to come for different reasons, stopping by and leaving, the airport road access is going to service that need very, very well, right? Now, imagine for instance, let me use him again as an example. I don't think for someone who just comes into town for maybe an immigration, maybe their papers, that kind of reason, there is no need for such a person to touch down the airport, except your specific need is for your immigration purposes, right? Your passport. You touch down the airport. There wouldn't be a need for you to go look for an Airbnb all the way in Gusape, Maitama, Wuye, or all these other places when you can just do a 10 minutes, 30 minutes drive to a very comfortable shortlet around the airport axis. You see that, right? So that axis is a place that's coming up to people. Just to also give you an idea as to how well this place is, the plot sizes in this particular estate that are for one bedroom apartment is selling really, 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 really fast. The number of sales that have been recorded for a 450 square meter plot, which is what is designated or has been approved for a 6 units of one bedroom apartment, is selling very, 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 very fast, right? And right there, what is obtainable is there are one bedroom apartments, two bedroom apartments, three bedroom apartments available there for you to buy units, right? You can buy units there and you get them at the end of the project timeline and put out in the market. Or you can buy full buildings of one bedroom, a building of one bedroom, 6 units of one bedroom apartment, a building of 6 units of two bedroom apartments, a building of 6 units of 3 bedroom apartments as well. So you can either buy out units from each building or buy buildings that have either 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, or 3 bedroom apartments in this axis, in the airport road axis from Wuse exclusive precisely, right? So this place is very ideal, especially remember, if you're looking to start off or have an investment, a cash flow investment, and you have shortlet apartments in mind, then this location is somewhere you should really, really, really consider. All right. And I'll just quickly tell you what it will cost you to have a one bedroom apartment. You say one bedroom apartment in Airport Road Axis, precisely Hotel Exclusive, as at the time of you watching this video, is at 27 million naira for a one bedroom apartment, then 45 million. You see how affordable it is. You see how affordable it is. 45 million naira for a two bedroom apartment and 71 million naira, beg your pardon, for a bedroom apartment. And it's a place that is also going to give you a very good run for your money, considering its location, how close it is to the airport and the immigration, and also the level of infrastructural development that is going on right there. It is definitely going to give you a good run for your money. And like I mentioned, if let's say you're interested, you know what, I want a building of one bedroom apartments, 6 units of it, that would cost, the cost of that investment is 280 million naira. With 280 million naira, you will get a standing house of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of one bedroom apartment. Then if your interest is a 2 bedroom apartment, it will cost you 314 million naira, 314 million naira for a standing building of 6 units of 2 bedroom apartments. And if your interest is a 3 bedroom apartment, what it would cost you is 335 million naira for a standing of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of 3 bedroom apartments. Okay, you've been listening so far, you've been following, right? Finally, the last district I will be talking about in this video. If you've been following so far, you've been getting value, you can drop it in the comment section, and I hope you're maybe planning, putting your budget together. And just so you know, these amounts that I am calling are subject to change with time, as the market is reviewed, as prices are reviewed, and all of that, the prices are likely going to change. So I'm saying this, so perhaps you're watching and saying, okay, this is the one I like, and you want to make your plan. Please, it's advised that you get on a call with us, and so that you can, so you wouldn't finish making your plan. Say you want to pay in so and so months, say you want to use a payment plan 6 months, and you make up your mind this is how it's going to be. You start paying on 6 months, and then on your 6 months, you call us and we tell you, oh, the price is no longer that. It's important you reach out and commence your plan. Okay, it's important you do that. So finally, the fifth district I'll be talking about in this video is Wuye. Wuye has become one of the choicest districts right here in Abuja. Over the past 2 years, 3 years, it has risen so much in value. It has become a desirable location. Hotels want to have something in Wuye. Schools want to be in Wuye. Shortlets apartments want to be in Wuye. Why is that so? Because of the beautiful infrastructure that Wuye boasts of, and also its proximity. Each time I say proximity, just now I'm talking about the closeness to that matter here in Abuja. Okay, so in Wuye, typically to get a apartment for rent in Abuja, in Wuye, Abuja, you'll be spending 10 million naira for a year's rent, 10 to 13 million naira, depending, right? 10 to 30, some places you can even pay as high as 50 million naira for just a long-term rent. It's not short-term now. And if you're looking at short-term or shortlets in Wuye, you'll be looking to spend about 85,000 naira per night in shortlet apartment in Wuye. Wuye is strategically located. It connects. You can get a straight. You go across one bridge, boom, and you're in Wuye already. And the lifestyle in Wuye is calm, very very calm, and the roads are good. The electricity is good, and it's actually a place that you wouldn't have to. It's quickly becoming a high-end district. So one of the best times to get into it. Some would argue that it is already a high-end district. Many will argue that, but looking at it, it is not yet there yet. It's still going to peak. It's still going to rise, rise, rise. So this is one of the best times to actually get in on it. Okay. So right here in Wuye, I've told you what's obtainable. It's 5,000 naira per night to get for rent 3-bedroom. You're looking to spend 13 million naira for a year's rent. And if you want to buy an apartment, a 3-bedroom apartment, fully finished right here in Wuye, you're looking to spend 208 million naira to 320 million naira for a 3-bedroom apartment to buy out a unit. But however, right here in Wuye, we have a project that grants you the opportunity to get a 3-bedroom apartment for just 190 million naira. Okay, which it's located in Wuye, just behind Unity Worship Center. Exactly, that's where it's located. Just ahead of it, after Unity Worship Center, you see it's a pre-order. I'm saying pre-order so you'd understand. Many refer to it as off-plan, but it's not yet on ground. But with 190 million now, you can own a 3-bedroom apartment in Wuye, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful for a short-let apartment. Why? Because it's in a very safe and very secure estate, right? And it's going to be very, very good. It's going to definitely give you a good run for your money. I beg your pardon. So yes, these are the best districts that you can look to own short-let apartments right now in Abuja as Abuja rises. Because the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, Abuja is going to become one of the major cities in all of Africa, not just Nigeria. And people who have seen this are keen into opportunities that are rising through real estate in Abuja right now. And we do not want you to be left out, okay? You can always jump on a discovery call with us, jump on a call, or just reach out or buy out plots or units of apartment as soon as they are coming out. If you want to stay updated or you're getting ready, you can always call, stay connected by whatsoever means, through emails, whatever, emails, phone calls. It's all out there. You want to reach us through mail. If you're a mail person, it's there. WhatsApp, it's there. Phone call, it's there. Whatever way you want to reach us, we are readily available. So I'm just going to take them again, just in case you're joining. I started with Gadua. No, I started with Kukwaba, then I went to Gadua, then I talked about Airport Road, axis located in Lube. Then I talked about Kuzape, and then I ended with Wuye. These are one of the best districts right now that you don't need to break the bank to actually invest in shortlet apartment right here in Abuja. I believe by watching this video, you've been able to have an idea of what shortlets are like here in Abuja and what it will cost you to start off one. So now you know, you can now count the cost and go ahead and do what you want to do. The good book says that he that must build a house must first do what? Count the cost and do what? Take action. Now you have an opportunity through this information to count the cost, and next thing you should do is take action. What's the next action step for you? Call us. Give us a call right now so you can know the next, verify the next action step to take after making that call. We are Browdy Global, and we make real estate acquisition writing in Abuja very, very easy for you. We simply help you build your personal economy. By personal economy, we just help you make more money through real estate. Simple as that. So if any of these places interest you, just call the phone number on your screen and we will gladly help you. Till we come your way again on any of our lives, keep being smart with your investments and keep investing. Let's say one day at a time, but everybody has their strategy. Keep investing one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 year at a time, but make sure you are investing in Abuja's real estate. Till then, see you in the next video.